Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Listen, let's see what's going on in the markets today. Let's see what's going on in the world today of finance. First thing, let's open up the charts right here, and let's get right on to cryptocurrency first. We're going to get that out of the way. We're at Bitstamp right now, and we're going to take a look at the 15-minute chart here. Well, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, and let's back it up a little ways. And we can see the overall trend is trying to make a low here, so it's making a buying opportunity for us. We have a price of 70.88, 70.87 right now. But we had this little up. It went up from 60 this on the end here. See this little up? I was really gonna think I was gonna hit in this morning. If it had been like 67 or 6600, I think I would have went in and bought a little bit, maybe $100 worth of Bitcoin today. But what we see is the prices went up instead to about 7,100 bucks. So I'm gonna hold off a little bit. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm thinking that the price might be down to 66 or 6,700 or something like that. I think this is one of the last. If we're going to take a look at the 12-hour here, we can see that this has all been compressed. This whole market, the up and the down, everything is kind of compressed in the cryptocurrency markets. It moves 10 times faster than the other markets, like say gold, for instance, or silver. This market's moving 10 times faster, so that the bear market is going to be 10 times shorter in its length and duration, because the market is overall moving 10 times faster, and Bitcoin has always moved 10 times faster. When you get an up in the price of Bitcoin or a down in the price of Bitcoin, it can move faster than any of these other assets. Anyway, let's take a look at the silver price today. We see it did have a high. It peaked at around $15.45 there for a little while. And now it's back down to $15.34. This is kind of a really low end to what silver is. Silver is one of the things that hasn't moved up in price. Everything else has moved up in price in the world that you buy, except for silver. I mean, going back like a few years ago, you know, silver was like 30 bucks, and everything else was cheaper back then. Your gas was cheaper, your food was cheaper, everything was cheaper. Now silver's half that price. Silver, the price has been cut in half, and everything else that you buy has went up double. So I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, right now, right this second, silver's dropping. Right this second. The price is dropping. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. 114 points up to the good. It's 25,616. It's up about almost 0.5% up on the day. It's in this trading range that it's been in, which the lower end of the range is 23,000 and the high end of the range is 26,000. The market's been between that range for the last little while. The market's fighting to break out and go to the upside of that. But there's deflationary forces at play. The primary deflationary force at play right now is the Federal Reserve withdrawing $40 billion a month of liquidity from the system each and every month. That's about half what they were injecting when they had the quantitative easing at full speed or full tilt. They were injecting $80 billion a month into the system. Now they're withdrawing $40 billion a month out of the system. I think it's in about a month from now, they're going to increase it to $50 billion a month, withdrawing liquidity out of the system. At a certain point, I think the system could snap because the liquidity is being drawn out. We're not seeing any result at first, you know, but if it snaps, it's going to snap rather fast. I did a show on that last night. Let's take a look at the oil price. $69.41. She's up 40 cents today, or a half a point. And oil price is getting almost back up to $70 for sweet light crude. Of course, sweet light crude is one of your cheaper oils. They use it to mix with oils like Venezuelan oil, which is thick, heavy, sludgy stuff. And they mix the sweet light crude with it to get your normal oil, I guess. You know, it's like sweet light crude is they have to mix different oils that come from different places, you know, to make the crude that you see that goes into your refinery, and they refine to gasoline. They have to oil is what becomes gasoline. They use a refinery. Anyway, it's a place where they got a lot of pipes and hoses and everything else, and don't ask me how they do it, but they run the oil in one side of the refinery, and out the other side of the refinery comes out gasoline. Okay, that's putting it kind of basically, but that's basically how it works. Coin market cap for cryptocurrencies today. Let's take a look at that. We're looking at $256 billion market capital on the cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin dominance at 47.7%. Bitcoin is up 2% on the day. Let's see if there's any coins that are really up a lot. EOS is up a lot today at 2%. It's looking good there, and the price going up. But IOTA's down a lot today. It's down over 9% today, and IOTA's a really nice coin, so that's a value. It might be a little bit of a bargain, you know, because everything else seems to be up except for IOTA and XRP, which is Ripple. Ripple's down a little bit at 41 cents. I think it's been running around 44 cents, so it's down a little bit, and it's a little bit of a bargain too today. EOS is up 2%. What's Litecoin? Litecoin is up just marginally today. It's at $74.47. Now let's take a look at bonds and rates. All the bonds are up today a little bit, but I notice that the short end of the yield curve has been going up more lately than the long end of the yield curve, which means that the yield curve has been flattening. We've got a flattening yield curve. It's getting close. If you notice, the numbers here are all in the twos now, all the way down to the 3-month. And it's starting to get solidly in the twos for the 3-month, whereas the U.S. 5-year and U.S. 10-year is in the twos too. They're all in that same number, boys. They're all on that same number. It's not much for the yield curve to invert at this point. U.S. dollar index today, 95.12. So the dollar's riding high. Anytime it's over 95 right now, it's riding high. But the thing is it's being compared. What's it compared to? That's what's important. Now, what we're going to talk about right now is Goldman is considering offering cryptocurrencies and offering a custodian service. In other words, he's going to be the bank for cryptocurrencies. Goldman Sachs, which last year emerged as one of the staunchest bankers of Bitcoin, could start offering custodian services for crypto funds. In other words, they're going to hold it for you. It says, providing a boost for the growing universe of funds betting on cryptocurrencies, Goldman vouching for crypto custody is the equivalent of insurance on the underlying asset, would mean that the bank would hold the securities on behalf of the funds, effectively eliminating the risk for clients worried about the threat of losing their investment to hackers or rogue attacks. Should Goldman, which was amongst the first Wall Street firms to clear Bitcoin futures, officially launch such a service, it would provide a credible backing for crypto funds and could pave the way for more investors to bet on the asset class. In other words, they're looking at it as a safe haven asset. The fact that they can have it being held by Goldman Sachs Bank and these Wall Street firms to officially say, hey, you know what, you're not going to lose these cryptocurrencies because we got them and we got your back. You know, And so an awful lot of these big players, you know, they don't like to take risks. They don't like to buy something and have it on an exchange where it could be stolen when they're investing big bucks. So we're talking big bucks here, basically. We're talking that these banks, these big banks, Bank of New York Mellon, J.P. Morgan Bank, uh, and everything is they're concurrently working on crypto custody services or exploring it. So Goldman might be the first one here. Goldman Sachs to give the insurance basically for these cryptocurrencies so that your funds are safe if they're in crypto. And this could be a big move for big institutional money to start to actually flow into the cryptocurrency space. But we all know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Cryptocurrency is the wave of the future. It's because it can be transferred across the internet, so without third party, you know. And it's one of the few assets out there that doesn't have any third party or doesn't have any counterparty risk to it. If you got real Bitcoin in your own possession, if you're actually holding them in your in a digital wallet or whatever offline wallet, maybe something where you've got the keywords and everything. I mean, what can I say? It doesn't have any counterparty risk. There's very few things out there that doesn't have counterparty risk. Most people don't understand that your bank account that you have at the bank right now, that money that's digital, it's all digital. It's like Bitcoin. First off, most people don't understand that their money at the bank is just like Bitcoin in the fact that it's totally digital inside the system. That money is full of counterparty risk. It's only as good as the investors that the bank has entrusted your money with. They don't have your money back there in the vault, basically. And so the only way your money doesn't have any counterparty risk is the very second you say, okay, I want to withdraw, say, $1,000. And the teller counts you out that $1,000. As soon as she's counting you out that $1,000, that $1,000 doesn't have counterparty risk, where the rest of your money that's in the bank still has counterparty risk. Counterparty risk is going to be very important, a very important thing if this system shuts down, because everybody's going to want their money at that point. There's going to be massive margin calls through the system, and you don't know if you're going to get your money at that point, even the money that's in the bank. So listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.